At the end of the day, I think this election is not about my job and it's not about Michael's job. It's about yours. It's about the 200,000 Coloradans who have lost their jobs. And I think it's easy to lose sight of them, and we shouldn't. I am proud to have stood with the working families of this state for the better part of a decade in my service in the legislature. Proud to have taken on the insurance industry and passed a law that cracked down on companies that try to deny the benefits that people have already paid for. Proud of the work I did, for example, to make it possible for nurses and paramedics and others to get safer conditions so that they could provide the life-saving care that we need. Proud to have stood up to the biggest polluters in our state and made sure we have a cleaner environment that we can leave to our kids. These aren't just talking points for me. They're the work of a lifetime. I'm used to taking on tight fights. I like being underestimated. Some of the best jobs, the most rewarding I've ever had, were when the odds were against me. But again, the point of getting power, it seems to me, is not just to keep it. It's to represent the people of this state, and they're crying out. They're in desperate need, I think, of reforms that Washington has been unwilling or unable to deliver. I want to give you an example. As you know, my campaign has received contributions from more Coloradans than any other campaign in the state in the last 3 months, and I'm proud of that as well. And I want to share with you the story I bring with me of one of those contributors. A woman from Colorado Springs, where Democrats are in pretty short supply sometimes. She sent me a check for $10, and she wrote a letter as well. She said, "I wish it could be more, but I lost my job 11 months ago. Company closed. Very hard with a single income. Savings are almost gone. Please remember us when you get elected." And she said, "Let me know of any job opportunities you may come across." I believe with all my heart, a woman in her circumstances or those like her deserves the ear of a congressman or a senator, whether she had $10 to contribute or $10,000 or no amount of money at all. We ought to value her voice, not because of her net worth, but because of her inherent worth as a human being. And I'll say one more thing. If we lose sight of that principle, if the Democratic Party doesn't fight for her, nobody will. When I get to Washington, I'll fight as hard as I can to represent her voice in D.C.
Thank you very much.